And welcome back to Legally Speaking with the McLario firm. Well, you might notice a lot of ads on social media and other places for title lock insurance. So what is it, and do homeowners really need it?
This is an important conversation. Joining us now is attorney Al Speigel from the McLario firm with some truths about title lock insurance. Okay, first of all, we're talking about a home title, the title to your property.
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
And people obviously want to know that it is not going to be stolen. How often does it happen that someone's title is stolen?
Right. Well, I can tell you that I'm blessed with thousands of clients in the Milwaukee area, and I have yet to receive a call from a client who this has happened to. It's not to say it's never happened in the history of the world.
But very rare.
But if you watch these commercials, you'd swear people are creeping into houses all over the place and notarizing fake documents and all this stuff, and it's just not something we see.
Well, you hear one scary story online, whether it be true or not, and I feel like it blows up, everybody sees it, everybody talks about it, and the fear just sort of snowballs.
That's right.
So what is title lock insurance in general that you see advertised on Facebook and other places?
Right. Well, and the confusion is there's something called title insurance when you buy your house that makes sure you have a clear title.
Which you need to have.
Yeah, you should get that to make sure you're actually buying the house. Title lock insurance is this idea that someone could come in and forge some documents, forge a fake mortgage, forge a fake deed, and then the next day they're going to show up at your house and say, now we own this.
Yeah,
and
you're out.
Right. The insurance is supposed to be doing two things. It's supposed to be preventing that from happening and then insuring you in some way if it does.
Right.
So that's the idea.
So
That's the idea.
The lock in the title lock insurance means...
Well, it means nothing, Molly. I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
You would assume it means that nobody can change the title to your house.
Yeah.
It
Right.
locks you like a lock on your door.
Yes.
But this lock works like a lock that says, well, come on in, thieves, and we'll tell people a couple days later that something got stolen. The lock doesn't stop anyone from changing your title because you could sign a document to change your title.
Yeah.
You'd like to be able to do that if you sell it. So there is no lock provided. It's more of a monitoring service where they monitor publicly accessible information and tell you what's been recorded.
So, okay, so then what if, just say your title was stolen and there was a theft, what do they do in that event?
Right. So what they do is they call a local attorney and we go to a judge and we say, hey, there was a forged document. This isn't right. This person doesn't really own the house.
Yeah.
And the judge, reverses that deed, and probably the person gets charged with fraud who does it. And that's really one of the reasons you don't see this done a lot, because the people who perpetuate this fraud would be really easy to find if they're sitting in the house that just got stolen.
Yeah.
Oh, who got the title? Maybe it's the guy who's claiming he just got the house.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this conversations may sound somewhat complicated to people because we're talking about title lock insurance, blah, blah, blah. So bottom line, yes or no? Should everybody have title lock insurance?
No, and I guess my best evidence is I don't have it, and I don't recommend it to people I care about, which
And
includes
you're an
all
attorney.
of my clients, of course.
Wow.
Whoa.
See, I think this is fascinating because so many we get so scared by these things that you run out and you're like, I need this, I need this. So are you saying, okay, obviously this service monitors for you, but in the event something really did happen to you, we could just call you and the same scenario would happen, that you could go to the judge for us?
Well, a better scenario, because the other issue with title lock insurance is it's never clear about what happens if your title gets stolen.
Right.
It just says, we'll give you up to $1 million in benefits. It doesn't say what those benefits are. The best thing they could do would be to call a local attorney and pay them to take care of it for you.
Right.
But is there a deductible? Do they work with certain attorneys? Do they just call the police on your behalf?
Right.
What happens? We don't know. You're just supposed to feel better for a lock that isn't a lock and insurance that isn't insurance.
Wow.
See, I always feel like
Frustrating.
many of us tend to want a safe and secure plan, especially as it relates to our house, which is a massive investment.
Of course.
So it's easy to get scared about losing your single biggest investment. My other concern is with this fear that we're talking about is that scammers are going to prey on older people to buy this title lock and title lock insurance.
Well, and the best way to scam someone into buying something is suggesting a different scam that they're protecting them from. And that's the danger. Now, does that mean you should never have someone monitor your credit or protect your identity? Those are all things that are valid. But to purchase something that's amorphous about what it does to prevent something that's very rare seems like not a good investment.
I love this. I'm so glad you were here talking about this because I did not think that's what you were going to say.
I know.
I
didn't think
And it
so.
was surprise. Save yourself some cash and don't do it.
This is really important, Al.
Yeah.
I really hope people understood exactly what we're saying. The bottom line is don't get title lock
don't need it.
insurance. You don't need it from a trusted attorney. And if it's not something you have and don't recommend to friends and family, then you know the
Don't do
answer
it.
to that.
Good
Thank
to
you
have
so
you
much.
here,
Yes,
Al.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, very important conversation.
Yeah.
You can call the McLario firm for a free consult. Their number, ask them about title lock insurance.
Or
It's
anything.
262-251-4210. Or for more information, visit McLario.com.